Joker, Heath Ledger, the legendary villain, and the man who turned smiles into tragedy. On January 22, 2008, Heath Ledger was found dead in his small apartment in Manhattan. At that time, he was only 28 years old. More than 10 years have passed. The world still mentions that name, not because of death, but because of a role that made him immortal. With only 23 films in 16 years, Heath Ledger did what many people dream of in their entire lives. Yet before becoming the madman with the cold-blooded smile, he was once a rebellious boy, lost in his own world. He was born on April 4, 1979, into a middle-class family in Australia. His full name is Heathcliff Andrew Ledger, born to a French teacher mother and a racing driver and a mining engineer father. His passion for acting came naturally, sparked by his role as Peter Pan in a school play when Ledger was 10 years old. But it seemed that his sister Kate was the one who had the deepest influence on him from the very beginning of his career. Not long after, Heath's parents went their separate ways, leaving a deep void in the heart of the 11-year-old boy. From then on, he became known as a mischievous and reckless child. After graduating from high school, he and his best friend decided to move to Sydney to pursue a career. Though he never attended any formal acting school, with his good looks and natural talent, it wasn't hard for him to be cast in handsome young roles in small television series. What's rather coincidental and chilling to many is that Heath Ledger's very first role was that of an orphaned clown in the 1992 TV series Clowning Around, even though his name was not listed in the credits. In his first major film, Sweat, 1996, he played a gay cyclist, a smaller version of the kind of complex roles that would later define his career. In 1999, at the age of 20, Heath Ledger's career took a major step forward with the lighthearted teen comedy 10 Things I Hate About You, directed by Gil Junger. His portrayal of Patrick, the rebellious yet deeply romantic high school boy, left a strong impression on young female audiences. Riding the success of 10 Things I Hate About You, Heath went on to star in another teen movie called Two Hands. But later, he confessed that he never really liked doing teen films. Less than a year later, he decided to shed his heartthrob image and took part in the war drama The Patriot, alongside actor Mel Gibson. The film was a commercial success, but was considered an artistic failure. Worse still, from that point, his career seemed to lose direction. He began taking on all kinds of roles, from the earnest young William Thatcher in the historical film A Knight's Tale to the more complicated characters in Ned Kelly and The Four Feathers. In an effort to find a role that truly fit him, he once lost himself among countless meaningless roles, just trying to find who he really was. Have you ever felt that? Even after giving your best, you still don't truly know who you are. In 2005, director Ang Lee was searching for actors for what was expected to be a controversial film, Brokeback Mountain. The film was adapted from a short story published in The New Yorker in 1997 by Annie Proulx. It told the story of a love affair between two cowboys who fell in love on Brokeback Mountain. Ang Lee happened to read the story while filming The Hulk in 2005, and he knew immediately that he had to make this movie. Heath Ledger was introduced to the studio by screenwriter Diana Ossana as soon as the script was completed. He mentioned that he had uncles who were gay cowhands, so the character didn't feel foreign to him. In addition, he and Jake Gyllenhaal, the other lead actor, had been longtime friends. Brokeback Mountain premiered and made a huge impact, not only because of its artistic brilliance, but also because of the controversy surrounding it. At a time when Americans still took pride in the image of the heroic cowboy galloping through the dusty winds of the West, the fragile yet passionate love between two cowboys shocked them. Sadly, the film became a glorious loser when Crash won Best Picture at the 2006 Oscars. Many Academy members later admitted their mistake in not voting for Brokeback, a film that was ahead of its time. But Brokeback gave Ledger much more than an Oscar nomination. It gave him a friend, Michelle Williams, who played Ennis's wife in the film. Like many Hollywood love stories, they met on set, fell in love, and decided to move in together in Brooklyn, where their daughter Matilda was born a year later. Brokeback Mountain brought Heath love, fame, and destiny. But was the peak where happiness was found or where tragedy began? Christopher Nolan approached Heath Ledger at a film festival after the screening of Brokeback Mountain and expressed his intention to choose him to play the crazy Joker. Ledger had previously refused to play Batman in The Batman Begins, but the role of Joker was too attractive to him. When Ledger accepted the role of Joker, it meant that the 28-year-old actor accepted to confront a big mountain of cinema, which was Jack Nicholson. Until now, Jack Nicholson is still the only actor who has won 3 Oscars, and his role as Joker has been an exemplary image of this genius and psychopathic criminal. To play the Joker, Heath Ledger locked himself in a hotel for 3 months, researching the Joker's personality from the Batman comics and referring to previous films of this character, especially Nicholson's role. Ledger always researched the characters he played beforehand, especially when he played a character. He would transform the actions, thoughts, and personality of that character into his own. More than anyone else, the young man with a strong belief in his acting understood that this would be one of the biggest but most worthy challenges in his career. Inspired by the image of Alex Delage in A Clockwork Orange, no longer with a warm smile, no longer with a handsome man, the handsome Patrick of the past has now become the perfect embodiment of evil. This legendary character opened a new page for the film industry, at the same time creating a new story with villains in superhero movies. Unfortunately, the price to pay was too great. On January 22, 2008, Heath Ledger was found unconscious in the bedroom of his apartment in Manhattan. Police and paramedics arrived immediately, but were unable to revive the actor. They announced Heath Ledger's death at 3:33 p.m. The news immediately sent shockwaves through Hollywood. At the time, The Dark Knight had not yet been released, and Heath Ledger was in the middle of filming The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. They were only 28 years old, very young, and their careers were just starting to take off. And his daughter Matilda, with actress Michelle Williams, was not yet 3 years old. Joker made Heath Ledger a legend, but also took him away forever. 10 years later, people still ask, was it a tragedy, or was it immortality? Those close to him knew that Ledger did not commit suicide. He was not a drug that easily drifted away from life. The medical examiner later confirmed the case. Ledger died from a drug overdose, including drugs that were both licensed and unlicensed. He had been taking them for a long time to treat depression. And worse, insomnia. We don't know much about Ledger personally because he hated being watched by the paparazzi, and that's why he moved to Brooklyn, where he described me as being able to go shopping and come back in peace. The paparazzi don't live out there, and the locals don't care at all. He had a happy time with Matilda when his daughter was born. Ledger said, "I could die right now because I feel like I'm living in her, but at the same time, I don't want to die because I want to be with her for the rest of her life." Unlike other actors who have trouble separating the role and the subtlety, Ledger seems to do it very well. I don't take it home with me. My favorite moment of the day is when I hear the camera roll. I'll be the first one to take off my makeup, jump in my car, and leave. I have to go home. I want to go back to my life. So none of them know what happened to Ledger's mind that completely destroyed his little paradise. The most blamed person is the Joker, and played the most heavily in his career. To this day, the controversy about whether Joker really killed Heath Ledger or not has not ended and will never have a definitive answer. During and after filming The Dark Knight, Ledger often complained about sleeping too little, only 1 or 2 hours a day, and his mind was always thinking while his body was too tired. But Mitchell Williams once said that when he started to forget Ledger in 2004, he also often couldn't sleep, and his mind was too energetic. The love story between Ledger and Mitchell also broke up 1 year before the day he left. The cause may have been Ledger's mental instability and his excessive cocaine use to sleep, which Williams feared would affect his child. Ledger moved out to live alone in a rented apartment in Manhattan, where he was never found alive. Ledger's death made The Dark Knight's Joker a legend. Like a horror movie script, a fictional character kills the actor to make him immortal. But the truth is, it's probably simply the talent of a top actor in some of his best performances. And playing the Joker, a comic book character, has brought Ledger all the prestigious awards, even he did not receive any awards himself, including the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in 2008. But maybe Joker didn't actually kill Heath Ledger. He just made a legend born and live forever. "10 years have passed. The haunting memory of Heath Ledger's death is no longer as heavy as the day the bad news first broke. Now, when people mention him, they not only remember a short-lived talent, but also remember an artistic soul who lived fully for each role. If he were still alive, perhaps Heath would have become one of the great monuments of Hollywood. He was only 28 years old when he left, at an age when many others are still struggling to find their identity. Yet Heath left behind roles that made the whole world bow their heads. From the cowboy Ennis in Brokeback Mountain to the crazy clown Joker, the role that brought him the Oscar, even though he was no longer around to receive it. But Heath's legacy is not only in the films. His friends and family continue that unfinished journey with the Heath Ledger Scholarship, a scholarship named after him, helping young actors across Australia reach their Hollywood dreams. Many talented faces have grown up from this scholarship fund as a way for Heath to continue acting with the next generation through unfulfilled dreams. Heath Ledger once said, "I feel like I'm wasting my time if I repeat myself." He never wanted to repeat himself, and perhaps, even in death, he still kept that promise. Today, when mentioning Heath, people no longer just regret, but smile. Because he lived deeply enough, truly enough, and briefly enough, but not in vain. In your opinion, what makes a person immortal in our memories? Is it the role, the premature departure, or the way they lived before they left? Comment below and share your thoughts.